When used properly, your Vermeer brush chipper winch will give you many hours of productive service. It is equipped with useful safety features to help protect you from serious injury. But safe work practices are also a necessary part of accident prevention. Brush can snag the winch line. Chipper knives can grab and pull in line and anything attached to it at high speed. Death or serious injury can be the result. You must exercise caution and use good judgment when operating the winch. Your safety depends on it. This video will present selected operating procedures for Vermeer brush chipper winch systems, but this video is not a substitute for a thorough and complete reading and understanding of the operator's manual and its safety instructions. You may have a Vermeer model brush chipper with a winch system that looks different than the one shown in this video. However, most operating functions of these machines are similar. Before operating the winch, always read the operator's manual, know its content, and follow its instructions. Allow only responsible, properly trained people to operate the brush chipper and winch system. Carefully supervise any inexperienced operators. All operators must be familiar with the worksite safety rules and regulations and must be mentally and physically capable of operating the machine and winch safely. Advise anyone who will operate the machine and winch to carefully read the operator's manual and safety signs on the machine and watch this video. As you prepare for transporting your brush chipper equipped with a winch to your cutting site, there are several important safety precautions to keep in mind. Check that the end of the loop of the winch line is attached to the transport hook on the rear of the machine and any slack in the line has been taken up. Place the loose chain choker in the machine toolbox. For other machine transporting precautions, refer to your specific model operator's manual. To prepare for winching and brush feeding, all operators must use proper personal protective equipment. These include a hard hat, hearing protection, either earplugs or earmuff type protectors, eye protection. This may consist of wraparound safety glasses, safety goggles, or safety glasses with a full face shield, and safety shoes. If you wear gloves, gloves with wide flared cuffs must not be worn. They are more likely to be snagged by a branch and possibly pull you towards the infeed mechanism or the cutting knives. Gloves must be loose-fitting with narrow cuffs to reduce the chance of being snagged by a branch. Never operate the winch with the brush chipper detached from the towing vehicle. Set the towing vehicle park brake or chock wheels to prevent rolling while pulling heavy loads with the winch. When using the winch on a job site, position the machine for best alignment of the winch line, leaving the fair lead rollers passing over the feed table to the material to be pulled in. Repeated side loading on the fair lead rollers will shorten the winch line life. Do not use towing vehicle pulling power to increase the pulling capacity of the winch. Rated winch capacity may be exceeded. Winch line may break or suddenly release. Death or serious injury may result if struck. After following the instructions in the brush chipper operator's manual to start the machine, place the upper feed control bar in neutral. Disengage the winch drum, pull out the winch line, and remove the line loop from the transport hook. Retrieve the chain choker from the machine toolbox. Winching limbs to the brush chipper is possible with one operator, but works best with two persons, one to operate the winch controls and one working the winch line and chain choker. Never pull out the winch line or allow the winch line to be in the path of brush or limbs feeding into the machine. If the line is grabbed by the chipper knives, it can be pulled in at a high speed and strike anyone in its path. Serious injury is possible. Store the winch line in a location where it cannot be snagged by brush entering the machine. Never pull out winch line with the chain choker attached to the line. If the line is grabbed by the chipper knives, it can pull the chain choker at a high speed and strike anyone in its path. Death or serious injury is possible. Never pull out the winch line by placing your hand or arm through the loop at the end of the line. If the line is grabbed by the chipper knives, you can be pulled toward the chipper at a high speed before you have time to remove your hand or arm from the loop. Death or serious injury is possible. Grip the winch line, not the loop, and carry the chain choker in the other hand. Pull out the winch line as far as needed. Inspect the line and choker for damage or wear before each pull. Install the chain choker around the large end of the limb to be pulled. Pass the end of the chain through the ring and pull the choker tight. Attach the loop of the winch line to the end of the choker chain and place both on the ground. Stand clear of the limb and winch line while they are being pulled toward the machine. Never attach the winch line to another limb while a previous limb is still feeding into the machine. If the winch line is grabbed by the chipper knives, the attached limb can be pulled toward the machine with great force. Anyone in the path of the limb may be seriously injured or killed. Wait for all material to be fed through the chipper before pulling out the winch line, and before attaching the winch line to the choker on the next limb. Using the winch controls, pull the winch line and limb toward the machine until the limb can be lowered onto the feed table. Extend the winch line out until the chain choker becomes slack and the line can be removed. Make sure that the limb is stable on the feed table before disconnecting the winch line. Serious injury can result if struck by a limb falling off the feed table. Reposition the chain choker near the back of the limb and reattach the winch line. Pull the limb into the chipper until it touches the feed rollers. Stop winching. Momentarily engage the in-feed rollers until the limb has just started into the feed rollers. Remove the winch line from the choker and the choker from the limb. Store the winch line and choker away from the in-feed area and follow normal operating procedures to feed the remainder of the limb through the chipper. Failure to detach the chain choker from the limb before continuing to feed will result in severe equipment damage. Metal can be thrown out the in-feed chute by the chipper drum, resulting in serious injury or death. Only use Vermeer Manufacturing Company approved winch line and chain choker. The removable choker is an important safety feature. Never permanently attach a choker to the winch line. Never substitute any other type of choker. Refer to your parts manual for ordering replacement parts from your independent authorized Vermeer dealer. If the winch line loop becomes damaged, a qualified rigging shop or marina can resplice a new loop on the end of the line. See your maintenance manual for loop size specifications. The original loop size must be duplicated. If a smaller loop size is made, it is more likely to snag your hand or arm if the line is pulled into the machine. Following safe working practices when operating the winch and feeding brush into a brush chipper is absolutely essential. Use good judgment when operating your Vermeer brush chipper and winch. Respect the dangers and the fatal consequences of improper operation.